Hi, I'm Mike from Adrenaline. I'm here with Steve from Chaosophy and Tragic Death. There are two projects going on right now?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So far.
We're hiding out in the woods somewhere. So, I was going to ask you probably both your bands individually, just because.
Sure, yeah.
So Tragic Death has been around longer between the two, right?
Yeah, Tragic Death's been around since, well, it was established in 2009 from the remnants of Withering Youth, which was established in 2005. So at least the drummer and I have been together for quite some time.
Okay. And you released some new stuff last year, and you're working on new
Yeah,
stuff again, like an
yeah,
album?
we just released our last one last year. That came out pretty good, some crazy stuff on that one. And then we're working on some new stuff, new material for a full length.
So what kind of differences would there be in the newer material compared to your last album?
Well, I think, yeah, I don't know. It's not our goal, but I think the whole lot of us listen to it, and one thing we really hear is like, I don't know if everyone's prepared for this, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's
It's gonna
just,
be polka.
yeah, I think with this one, we're really trying to invoke a lot more like anxiety. We've kind of done some studies where, like, what kind of noises and sounds really invoke that kind of feeling of
Hmm.
and anxiety and dread. Not only that, we do have plans to record in some notoriously, or geez, a mosquito's on my eye, some crazy haunted locations.
Okay.
Because our whole goal is to hopefully obtain some EVP phenomenon behind that and get that on recording as well to kind of invoke some of that dread. So I think the whole goal behind this new material is to really just frighten the hell out of people, and I think that's what we're aiming for. Hopefully it works.
Nice. So and then Casfy, you've been around 2012, 13, so I believe.
Yeah, I would
Somewhere around
say the idea for it came long before, but the band fully got established, I would say 2013 is
there?
when we
Okay.
finally came about.
And where's that at with writing new music at all?
Well, yeah, geez, I'm horrible with dates, but just a few years back we released that split EP with our buddies from Chicago-based black metal band Terra Not. If you guys haven't heard of them, check them out. I hate to use that word, but female fronted and just amazing talent in the entire band. So we got that one, and we're actually wrapping up the recording and tracking for our newest release, full length, a collection of, I believe, 8 songs for that. So yeah, looking forward to that one too.
So that'll be out this year. Yet, you think?
Hopefully, I think, yeah, if not late this year, I think we're shooting for late this year, the beginning of next year, the
Okay.
time frame.
Cool. So one of the questions I had with also mentioned that Tragic Death is listed as apocalyptic metal. And,
Yeah.
And then Casfy is more black metal. So that brings up
Yeah.
something question somebody has is what is your definition of like what do you consider black metal?
You really put me on the spot here, but no, I totally get the question because
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of different descriptions for subgenres and stuff.
yeah, it's
So
something that
black metal is one of the
Chaosophy-
questions. Some people say, well, what is black metal? So and
Exactly.
I'm sure there's like a million different answers for it. So it's kind of
It's a
wondering.
good question, man. Yeah,
Wondering what you would consider black metal. I mean, if you think of way back to like the core of black metal, or whatever, or what would you consider true black metal?
yeah. I
I
think
mean, what kind
you
of
know,
characteristics do you think of when you think of what
It's a
real black
tough
metal
one.
is?
I think actually when I think about it, it comes down to, and I think that includes like modern black metal and even proto black metal. I think what it all is about and what helps me kind of define that, that style of music is I kind of follow from my own guidelines, and this is all personal, but it's all encompassing to me. 3 tenets or principles, and I think first of all, like this is probably a long answer, but first of all, it comes down to musically. Like, I mean, to me, without blast beats and at least tremolo picking at to some degree in your music,
Hmm.
it's not going to be black metal. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's in there for 2 seconds or if the entire song is just full on fucking tremolo picking and blast beats. It has to have that incorporated into music to even be considered black metal to me, you know. And if it doesn't, it might be black metal inspired. You're black and death metal or black and doom or whatever. But I mean, to me, that's musically what the black metal ideal is. I think secondly, man, like what is it? Like I would say, really the encompassing of the forbidden knowledge or the esoteric or occult based knowledge. And I think really what I mean by that is like it doesn't matter how it's presented, whether it be through art, through the lyrics itself, or my personal favorite, like the atmosphere of the music. Okay. Like this is a music that's like it's a tough answer, but this is music that's forbidden, it's like it might be awe-inspiring, it might be horribly dreadful, but when you listen to this, it's something you shouldn't be listening to, and it's a forbidden journey. And you've taken that first step as a black metal practitioner by taking that journey full head on, but it's still nonetheless something you shouldn't be listening to. I think that forbidden kind of esoteric, once again, occult knowledge is part of it. And then most importantly, to me at least, like, I mean, this music is exclusive, really. It's simply put, it's meant for wolves. Black metal was created for wolves. And in my opinion, all other music, including all other forms of metal, is created for sheep. And I mean, you get down to the nitty gritty, like I don't mean that in an offensive way. It's just that like black metal was created with the goal to like offend and encompass the hateful nature of man. We aren't looking for followers. We aren't looking to sell records. There's a lot of black metal musicians that won't even play live. But all other forms, even including death metal, like the goal is to fit in, and fit in with something. And this music is for something, for people that are exclusive to that whole ideal. So I think, to me, it's all encompassing. And I think the minute that you remove any one of those principles, you begin lacking in that black metal nature. So I think they all, to me, that's your answer. I think that's really where it comes down to.
It's a pretty solid answer. So when you were getting influence, like way back to when you first started getting into the heavier metal, like death metal or black metal or whatever, like what's kind of like your steps you took to like go like what did you listen to like when you were, say, like, a kid?
I think I lucked out a lot. My father was the one that I owe a lot of that to. He got me into 70s rock music and stuff, and I think that's really where the whole idea of like shocking the crowd came out. Like before it was like pleasing the crowd, but then you had acts like Alice Cooper, and that was really incorporated in the 70s with bands like Alice Cooper and Kiss. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where it started. Eventually I got into Sepultura. I'm not going to lie, to me, I really find Sepultura one of the founding black metal, like proto black metal bands. Like when I heard that first Bestial Devastations with the Beast Satan, that shit, I was just like, whoa, what the hell is this, And,
yeah.
And it got me to kind of break that boundary and get into more bands. To me, it's a lot of different influences. If you want to talk influence-wise, like for Chaosophy, it was, Dissection. That's where the namesake kind of comes from. But more so like bands like Blue Das Nord, and those are the kind of bands that I really feel like define those three principles that I just spoke of previously for black metal. Mm-hmm. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's always interesting because, I kind of grew up with like top 40s and stuff like that, and then I remember I posted on Facebook one of the first albums I ever owned was Simpson Singing the Blues. And I listened to it so many times, and then I got into like, then I was like, well, I finally kind of went into like more like big hair bands and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
sure.
Also my friend Shane, pulled out Napalm Death, Harmony Corruption, and I'm like,
yeah,
what the hell is this?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I think that's a thing that black metal tries to keep hidden from common knowledge. But even since the early days, you look at like, Euronymous from Mayhem. They were in things like Depeche Mode and like techno music. They would go party out at the techno clubs and trip on ecstasy. I mean, that's not common knowledge amongst black metal, but yeah, for me it was a journey. Like I listened to even nostalgic bands to me, like Stone Temple Pilots and things that I progressed forward to get to this field, like to this state of. I mean, I'm pretty much only exclusively black metal now, but yeah, I think, yeah, to say that there's not other influences within black metal, I think that's a lie too.
What's a artist or band right now that you listen to that people wouldn't expect you to listen to?
That is a tough one.
For anybody who knows Steve from Chaosophy and Tragic Death.
You know, there's going to be just one artist. It's Exemia. It's Exemia.
Okay.
Based out of Mexico. And he's an electronic artist. And
Okay.
I mean, while a lot of his stuff you can clearly hear is rooted in like metal, even kind of black metal roots, he just goes all over the place. And right now I think he's been working on a lot of like the 80s synthwave, like pop kind of stuff. And I just like that when you take the MIDI sound and take that and turn it into the guitar leads and stuff, and it's really nostalgic. It takes me back to the 80s with them hard hitting beats, you know. So I would say synthwave stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And yeah, the Exemia. Check those guys out for sure if you're looking for something different.
Definitely will. Another way off the chain question that I got on. I'd asked a couple people online, like, you know, I like to ask people other questions, see what they come with off the wall. This one is: if you had a choice of being a country singer or losing your balls in a freak lawn accident, what would you choose and why?
You know what? I'm gonna go with country singer. I don't think that's so bad. You know what? Not to be like, oh, I'm an elitist of everything, but I think black metal, I can do whatever the hell I want to do, and I'll still be true to that black metal ideal. And if anyone disagrees with me, check out Panopticon. And yeah, you know, bluegrass is just as black metal nowadays. So yeah, let's go with country singer, man.
Country singer. I was hoping you wouldn't choose your
Yeah, I'm
balls
not
or
going to
whatever.
cut off the jump. You know, I'm not.
I'll let her know the answer or have her check out the interview.
Yeah.
I think that's what wraps it up. I mean, we're out in
Yeah, we're just
the
hanging out.
woods, not far from Columbus, Wisconsin. Just there's water behind us. Here, I'll show you. Here's my no. My wife's gonna be in here. There's my wife in the video. So we're just hanging out here, just chilling out. We all like to enjoy nature, so we figured a good nature spot would be cool.
It's black metal too.
It's very metal. It's a very metal woods. We're standing back over here trying to get poison ivy. So all right, that's about wraps it up.
Thank you.
I don't know if I'm in the picture again. We're flipping everybody off.
Check
So,
out,
all right,
check out our latest
yeah,
one, and
we'll
the
post
new
some
release
links.
will be out soon, guys.
We'll post links where we can find the music for Chaosophy and Tragic Death and Exemia.
Yeah,
The band.
check out Exemia.
Check out
Yeah.
Exemia and Adrenaline, of course, and all the other interviews we've done. And that's it. So.